wa Kengen.
Nguzo tatu, wito wetu sisi wa Kengen. Nguzo tatu ni kujenga, kuboresha na kuwepo, ni kujenga, kuboresha na kuwepo.
Tuimarishe upandaji miti
nchini Kenya, tuimarishe upandaji miti nchini Kenya, tuhifadhi mazingira kote kote, tuhifadhi mazingira kote kote.
Haya yote tunashukuru
Mwenyezi Mungu, kwa yote tunashukuru Mwenyezi Mungu kwa kuhifadhi kampuni yetu umbali huu, kwa kuhifadhi kampuni yetu umbali huu, kwa kuhifadhi kampuni yetu umbali huu. Wa Kenya tuna baraka, baraka za Mungu kuwa na kampuni yetu yaitwa Kengen. Tujivunie kampuni Kariani ya Muthike, magharibi na mashariki tunayo maji. Tujivunie kampuni, twajivunia Kengen yetu, furaha tele, twajivunia Kengen yetu, furaha tele. Tunahitaji kutumikia kampuni yetu, tunahitaji kutumikia kampuni yetu.
Twawashukuru viongozi wetu,
asante sana. Twawashukuru viongozi wetu, asante sana kutuwezesha kufika hapa siku ya leo, kutuwezesha kufika hapa siku ya leo.
Tuimarishe usalama wetu
kazini mwetu, tuimarishe usalama wetu kazini mwetu. Kwa umoja tutaweza kuzingatia, kwa umoja tutaweza kuzingatia.
Wito wetu sisi wa Kengen,
nguzo tatu, wito wetu sisi wa Kengen. Nguzo tatu ni kujenga, kuboresha na kuwepo, ni kujenga, kuboresha na kuwepo.
Tuimarishe upandaji miti
nchini Kenya, tuimarishe upandaji miti nchini Kenya, tuhifadhi mazingira kote kote, tuhifadhi mazingira kote kote.
Haya yote tunashukuru
Mwenyezi Mungu, kwa yote tunashukuru Mwenyezi Mungu kwa kuhifadhi kampuni yetu umbali huu, kwa kuhifadhi kampuni yetu umbali huu, kwa kuhifadhi kampuni yetu umbali huu. Kengen tuna baraka, baraka za Mungu. Wa Kenya tuna baraka, baraka za Mungu. Wa Kenya tuna baraka, baraka za Mungu kuwa na kampuni yetu yaitwa Kengen. Tujivunie kampuni Kariani ya Muthike, magharibi na mashariki tunayo maji. Tujivunie kampuni
kambuni kimefunia mafuta, nayo ngomuni ya upepo, twashukuru Mungu. Wana Kengen tuna baraka, baraka za Mungu, kuwana kugenzi wetu Rebeca Miano, tujivunie kambuni Olkariani ya Mfuke, magharibi na mashariki, tunayo maji. Tujivunie kambuni Olkariani ya Mfuke, magharibi na mashariki, tunayo maji. Kambuni kimefunia mafuta, nayo ngomuni ya upepo, twashukuru Mungu. Wana Kengen tuna baraka, baraka za Mungu, megawati zaongezeka, ongera Kengen. Kambuni Olkariani ya Mfuke, magharibi na mashariki, tunayo maji. Kambuni kimefunia mafuta, nayo ngomuni ya upepo, twashukuru Mungu. Wana Kengen tuna baraka, baraka za Mungu, twahifadhi mazingira yetu kwa kupanda miti. Kambuni Olkariani ya Mfuke, magharibi na mashariki, tunayo maji. Kambuni kimefunia mafuta, nayo ngomuni ya upepo, twashukuru Mungu. Wana enroll tuna baraka, baraka za Mungu, kuwana viongozi wetu, twashukuru Mungu. Masinga yetu kamburu nayo gitaru, kindaruma na kiambere, matawi ya maji. Kambuni Olkariani ya Mfuke, magharibi na mashariki, tunayo maji. Kambuni kimefunia mafuta, nayo ngomuni ya upepo, twashukuru Mungu. Tujivunie mazinga yetu, kamburu nayo gitaru, kindaruma na kiambere, matawi ya maji.
God bless you.
Our guest in front of you is
CIC Kitui and Machakos Counties.
kote tunapa pongeza ongera ongera.
Of course, this is not irrelevant. If you are still
justice.
Of you is in the Ielanthi Primary School, ready to present to you a poem and a song entitled
Let's plant a tree.
Again,
Let's plant a tree.
welcome.
Round of applause. Wonderful, wonderful. And a fantastic choir conductor.
Let's plant a tree. It's time to plant a tree. A tree. What shall it be? What shall it be? Let's plant an elm. The tree of grace. Where robins find their nesting place. Let's plant a leaf for a tree. Termite and decay resistant. And durable wood. Let's plant a mango. You know why? There is nothing like a mango fruit. Let's plant a tree. Yes! The best with Rebeca for shade all seasons. Let's plant a mango, more than one, to shade us from the summer sun. Let's plant a Miano, a medicinal tree, free of diseases we are, control soil erosion. Yellow passion fruit. Yes! Plant them for the sweetest fruit in Savannah land. Let's plant a farm, an oak, a beech. There is something excellent in each of the winters, summers, spring or fall. Let's plant a tree. Why not plant them all? Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you very much.
Naam, ni sisi Joka moyo ya sumbua. Hii hapa kama jela, tumechoka kukazana. Kazi ngumu sitaweza, kichwa chetu kupasuka. Hizi buku tazirusha, kabatini choma moto. Una nini wewe? He? Umri wako kidogo, kaa ujanja peni 9. Kijaribu lenga shule, mafisi nje wasubiri.
Nani kweli twasubiri? Hatutishi na vitisho, sije tuita mafisi.
Nyama kajileta yenyewe, kitoweo sitashinda. Umesikia mwenyewe, usiyasia masomo, usiyabebe maisha, wabeleko takatika. Usijali ya beleko, kikatika nitashona. Chukua vyenu vitabu, nimetosha ya ghadhabu. Mwanangu, Customer. Aha, tazama nyuma kaka, wamagoa wamefika. Kila mtu ajipange, kuponyoka na wakota. Haraka, bio. Hapa geti mando. Sina hela ya kulipa. Usijali mimi boss. Naogopa kigeuka. Wacha maneno, kesho ya baraka suluhisho. Haya basi, nimeketi, tuende kazi. Punguzeni wenu mwendo. Nyamazeni nyi watoto. Na afya ya maisha. Yako pumzi imekwisha. Nitapiga yangu duru. Eti what? Hapa msituni. Siruhusi hapa duru. Kijaribu kaokeni. Ikikisha ya duru. Yako macho sijama. Tafadhali tunaomba. Kutudhuru msiweze. Kutuomba kitu gani? Ya badala vilikisha. Kwanza shuka. Shuka. Haki tafadhali. Nimesema shuka. Sijaribu kujileta. Yako sijachukua. Nikubali kwa longo. Nitalamba kwa upole. Yako dure. Serikali tafadhali. Yetu siti imeliwa. Kigaragara kama nyoka. Tunaomba tusaidiwe. Majirani. Vyata. Tumepatikana. Sidhubutu kukimbia. Mitamata kumaliza. Chini. Wamepora yetu switi. Kidanganywa cha kitoto. Ahadi nyingi tukapewa. Nalo shule tukahasi. Nyinyi hapa ni wauni. Yote sema kizibani. Nani hapa watoro. Switi yenu kapokonya. Sasa nani kapoteza? Sisi sote kapoteza. Niliasi ya mwalimu. Nikaasi wangu. Sasa hapa ninang'ara. Nami hapa nipoteza. Kwanza wamiaka chunga sana na mafisi. Watanyonya yako switi. Tumba lako likiriba. Utabeba na magonjwa. Yako afya tazorota. Tafadhali tuliza yako mboni. Nimetambua langu kosa. Hilo tena sidhubutu. Nami hapa nina msamaha kwa lokosa. Nitarudi darasani. Ya dunia sipo tena. Nami kazi nitafanya. Ya watoto sitacheza. Tosha. Pita kwa zahanati. Kisha fika kwa mwalimu. Nawe hapa mtukutu. Kifungo chako tahesabu. Ya sheria mkono. Kila kitu pali. Tumesikia afati. Hayo yote yametosha. Aha. Tahadhari ya wamwana. Yala shule usiasi. Ya dunia ni mapema. Kupeleka mwendo kasi. Vitabu ni wakazani. Kichwa chako piga pasi. Usilenge ya masomo. Aha. Toka moyo. Tumemaliza.
Wow. Wonderful. What a lesson.
Mbele yenu ni kikundi cha mazingira wanafunzi Ielanthi tayari kuwakariria shairi lenye mada hifadhi mazingira. Tena panda miti, hifadhi mazingira. Pongezi sana wanajamii kukubali huu mradi mazingira kuhifadhi kwa kupanda miti. Ile jambo la busara kuzuia na madhara. Watu na tupande miti tuhifadhi mazingira. Wazazi wenye bidii kwenye shule walifika na mashimo wakachimba huku nyasi wakifyeka. Wanafunzi kachangia kuipanda bila shaka. Watu na tupande miti tuhifadhi mazingira. Tulishikaza kisabuni, maji kachota kamno, kanyunyiza kwenye miti, tukifyeka na magugu. Tuliweka na mbolea, kanyunyiza safi dawa. Watu na tupande miti tuhifadhi mazingira. Katutoa kwenye jangwa, mazingira kangai, yote miti kwenye twatumia kuseti. Hata mbao za kucheka tunazo mingi sisi. Watu na tupande miti tuhifadhi mazingira. Na ujuzi tuliopata twatumia Tushikamane, tufurahi siku zote. Watu na tupande miti, tuhifadhi mazingira. Asante.
The program was targeting 1,000 schools, and so far, including the schools that are going to enter the program in this phase, we have covered 600 schools, which is a huge success. And this program had a very huge impact on the schools that have participated. Our CSR policy covers 4 pillars: water and sanitation, education, environment, and sports and culture. And for us, we really appreciate this program, because this is a program that enables us not only to kill 2 birds, but 3 birds in 1 stone. Because the GIC covers the issues of water. You heard in a song here, the people are singing. Through the planting of trees, we do water conservation. Through planting of trees, we preserve the environment. And through the programs we do, we are educating the children and bringing up a generation that cares about the environment. So to us as a region, we really appreciate this program because it goes very well with their CSR policy. In our CSR program, Madam Chair, we also do several things. We construct school classrooms. We do water projects. We have done water projects in the areas of our region. We also do environmental sensitization through our environment and community liaison office. And this has extended the knowledge of tree planting and conservation, not only to the schools, but also to the neighboring communities. These programs have been hugely successful, and have helped to support this program. And also as a company, we value stakeholder management is one of our important strategies. And we have just completed to donate food to schools. We finished on Wednesday. We went through the 3 counties donating food to support the school feeding program to help the children stay in school. And we really thank the teachers and the community for supporting these programs. Finally, before I finish, I just want to also echo the efforts we have made in our stakeholder engagements. We have an active stakeholder coordination committee that has elected representatives from all the 16 locations along the riparian, along the Tana River neighboring us. And we meet quarterly to address any issues and emerging issues. I've had the headmaster of the school mentioning some issues. We have a system whereby these requests come through the stakeholder coordination committee. They are deliberated, they are prioritized, and when they are found to be priority, they are presented to our Central CSR committee for action and approval for implementation. And through this, we have done several projects. So we welcome such requests to go through that process. And in that regard, our SEC is also very democratic. And I want to mention that we are in the election process. Next week, the Kengen team will be going around once more for the election of the new SEC. So we are requesting the members of provincial administration who are here, the chiefs, and all the people to participate and elect people who can represent or who can present their requests the way you have mentioned. I really want to thank our partners, because this far we have come, we could not have made it without the support of our partners, Bamburi Cement, Better Globe Forest, and last but not least, the Kengen Board of Directors, the executive directors, because all the requests, when we take them from here, they have to get approval from the executive directors and to the board. And they have been very supportive, and we thank you so much, madam. And we want you to pass our sincere gratitude to the board and also to the MD and CEO and these executive directors for the good support we have. And we enjoy a very cordial relationship with our neighboring communities. And with those few remarks, I want to thank you. I want to welcome you once again to Eastern Region, the home of GIC, Be blessed. And in advance, I want to appreciate and thank the schools that will be awarded today, and even those who are not awarded. The impact of this project is big. I end my speech there, and may God bless you. Thank you.
Amjabo, our chief guest, our partners, invited guests, colleagues. I know much has been said, and I'll speak just one or two things about the environment, because we are the people who talk about the environment in Kengen. And as my colleagues have just indicated, I'm actually excited when I saw it was called Udrad. What is the name they call that part? Woodrod. Yeah, I'm actually, it's very exciting. If you look at Kengen, we believe in using or participating environment, and we have a strategy that you may have heard of, mentioned by my colleagues, called G2G. That is from one generation to the other. So that the way we use the environment, whether it is the water, the weed, the geothermal, or other resources, is sustainable from one generation to another. And I'm actually excited that in planting a tree, as the children were singing here, we are not only catering for the present generation, we're also doing for the next one and the next one. And a tree, they just said here, you don't have to plant a tree because you're going to get the fruits. You're planting it for other people. And that represents, by and large, the way we approach environmental management and the way we interact with the environment. We are, of course, as a resource company, you know, and there are many partners here with resource. That's what we do. We get benefits from environment. We want, right now, sustainability. What can we do so that whatever we are benefiting now, we don't do it and spoil for our generations, our kids and others to come, and other people to come. And it's very good to plant a tree, because a tree, somebody say 20 years, 50 years, 100, other things. So it's a very big I think it's a good interpretation, a good representation of what we've done. I want to thank the partners who've been with us, Bully Cement, Better Group and Talo and others, and the people all have been here, and in particular in Kengen, the Kengen Foundation, who have been steering this. And I think it's a good thing to do and spread that. Mine is, I imagine if I planted a tree when I was young, like the kids, they have got a lot of knowledge, which is a very good thing. You can imagine if we multiplied this and we had a population of Kenyans and other people who are able to respect and appreciate and able to, somebody said here, to participate in the environment actively. And you are doing this for our generation and the generations to come. And that is very good. I'm very much appreciative. And I want to thank everybody for being here and knowing that we are products of the environment. I don't want to say a lot. Ukiangalia mtu anasaliwa akiwa mdogo, very small, and even that small one came from the environment. You come, you get benefits from the environment, unakuwa mkubwa, of course you still go back to the environment. So in many ways, we are product of the environment and we need to respect it. And with those few remarks, I would like to invite the managing trustee of Kengen Foundation, Bwana Anthony Igesha, to come and make a few remarks. Bwana Igesha,
thank you very much. Our board director, Dr. Reginalda Wanyonyi, our chief guest. Our acting MD, Engineer David Muthike. Our regional manager, Eastern, Engineer Julius Odumbe. Our country head, Marketing and Corporate Affairs, Bamburi, Madam Mary Mweni. Our Executive Director, Better Glow Forestry, Jean Vanderbilt. Our Trustee, Shadrach Munyalo. Our managers present. Our representative from Talo, Madam Susan. The Ministry of Education officials, the KFS officials, NEMA officials around, our head teachers and teachers, green teachers, our board management, Ielanthi Primary School, students, distinguished guests. Good afternoon. Panda miti? Panda miti? Madam Director, when we sat down to come up with a slogan, we had a lot of suggestions. And for us to come up with Panda Miti Ielanthi Mazingira, we had one partner called Jean Vanderbilt, and you cannot believe it. He is the one who coined it. We had many suggestions, but his suggestions, most of our suggestions were even in English. But Jean Vanderbilt felt that we would have a more punch if we would have this slogan in Kiswahili. And he coined it. And I think we need to really clap for him for coming up with a very good slogan. I have heard the students have added a new word at the end called Oye. Panda Miti. So the board will be looking at it. We are supported by a steering committee and also a technical committee. And of course, we always innovate ourselves. We always are ready to receive new ideas, new innovations. And today, we are going to be recognizing number 1, number 2, and number 3 of schools that have been participating in a 2-year program. As you've seen the woodlot, Mr. Idiami, we call it woodlot. It's a small forest in the school. Have you seen it? This is a woodlot that is not yet even 2 years. And if this is a kind of an impact that we are able to realize, please, the new teachers coming in on board, the head teachers, we need to learn from this school, isn't it? I do know that we have a small committee that has been integral in ensuring that this program is a success. And the ones who are present, I would like them to stand from where they are. My team, Kengen Foundation, together with the M&E officers, please stand where you are. We need to recognize these officers for the good job they've been doing for the last 6 years. Please, can you join me in clapping for them? This program, as you all know, having now touched our 6th year, we are moving to a 10-year program. Of course, with one goal, to ensure that we have 1,000 schools. And in those 1,000 schools, what we are looking at is ensuring that we are inculcating environmental conscious generation. So the students and the kids that are in front of us are our main guests for this particular function. They are the ones who are driving this particular initiative. And when we see students appearing in front of guests and giving word about how they've been able to sustain a woodlot in an arid and semi-arid areas, it is our pride as ourselves, together with our partners, because exactly that is what we wanted to achieve. So the presentations that have come in front of us, they are very punchy, they have a lot of impact, and we are really happy that this message is actually reaching where it was supposed to go. The new teachers who are coming on board, you've seen the level at which the environment is being accepted by the young ones. Please be our ambassadors. Please, if anything, ensure that these kids take home something to do with the environment. That is the best that we can do for our communities in this region, which touches Embu, Machakos, and Kitui. As you all know, ourselves, the adults, we've been doing a lot of cutting of trees. We've been doing a lot of commercial degradation of this area. And it's up to us now to leave a better legacy by ensuring that the students and the pupils that are under us grow up knowing a different kind of a song. So for us, with our partners, we are really appreciative. We call upon new corporates to come on board for this award-winning program, which we are now scaling up We are taking this program to West Pokot and Turkana, and we are going to be rolling this program also in the coastal region, and the same model will be applying. But our biggest gift that we are leaving in every area that we cover is the tree cover. You may not be amongst the first 3 schools, but you may be amongst the top 100 schools in Kenya to have a forest. So basically, what we are saying is that we are all winners. So teachers, please, you've gone through a capacity building. You're now being commissioned for GIC Phase 6. It will be a 2-year program, which is heavily monitored by our officers. You only have yourselves to blame if you don't have a forest in your school. You're very well branded. We all look very nice in our new uniform. Let us become the green ambassadors. Let us pass this message to even the communities that are around us, because we've realized, and you will get to know in a short while, that this program is now mutating to the communities around us. And people in the communities around us are able to even want to plant the particular species that we are doing. Just to summarize this, for Kengen and Kengen Foundation, including our partners, we are investing heavily on sustainable environmental initiatives. We grow trees, we don't just plant. So for us, it's more than planting, it's growing. And growing means putting a lot of effort to ensure that the survival rates and the innovation that comes with it is recorded in its highest ever. So the statistics are working for us. Very soon you will be knowing what probably we are achieving. So with those few remarks, I would like to take this humble opportunity to invite my fellow partners to come also and also give a glimpse of the way they look at the program and the way forward. So with those few remarks, I would like to invite the country head, marketing and corporate affairs, Madam Mary Mwini, that is for Bamburi. Thank you very much.
Board member, Director Dr. Reginalda Wanyonyi, representing Kengen PLC Board, and the Chairman. Executive Director, Better Globe Forestry, Jan. Strategy and Innovation Director, Engineer David Muthike. Managing Trustee, Kengen Foundation, Anthony Getcher. Kengen Trustee, represented by Shadrach Monyalo. Eastern Region Operations Engineer Julius Odumbe, Manager. Our host, Head Teacher of Ielanthi. Ielanthi Primary School, Bwana Simon Kitema. Teachers, students present, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I am very, very happy to be here with you today. I did not come alone, and before I make my remarks, I'd like to request my colleagues who came with me to stand where they are and just wave. Thank you. That's Catherine and Lillian in the Corporate Affairs and Communications Department. Once again, Chief Guest, I am very, very happy to be here. It's a pleasure to join you today in this important occasion where we get to award winners of the 4th phase of the Green Initiative Challenge, who have shown their commitment to the challenge by sustainably managing their woodlots, therefore providing their schools with renewable sources of wood fuel, reducing pressure on surrounding vegetation and forest resources. To be able to achieve sustainable management of the environment, it's imperative to equip tomorrow's leaders today. A key tool utilized by the GIC program is providing students with practical environmental education and mentorship to become the next generation of conservation leaders. And I think just by what we have seen today, particularly by the entertainment, I dare say that we are achieving our goal in creating these leaders. As fellow champions of education and environment, Bamburi Cement is indeed proud to be part of the Green Initiative Challenge. Today's winners have answered the call to be environmental champions and have shown this in practice. So join me as we congratulate them. Allow me to make a few remarks. Thank you. Allow me to comment a little bit about Bamburi Cement and who we are and why we are so keen to support programs such as Green Initiative Challenge. First and foremost, we are part of Lafarge Wholesale Group, which has a very strong sustainability agenda. Lafarge Wholesale Group is the global leader in building materials and solutions. And the group believes that sustainability creates value for businesses, for shareholders and society. And it is determined to maximize this value, and it is committed to living up to the responsibilities that come with it. Locally for us as Bamburi Cement, we are convinced that sustained economic growth cannot occur without social progress, environmental protection, and respect for local communities. And this is why, ladies and gentlemen, that our sustainability policy guides our sustainability practices under 4 facets: people and communities, water and nature, climate, and circular economy. Bamburi Cement is very keen to build a culture of tree growing, and I'm happy someone mentioned earlier, it's not planting. We have to start thinking of it as growing the trees, moving from just planting to growing, and forest protection. Some of you may know that the company has dedicated extensive resources on environmental restoration, conservation, education, and awareness through our environmental arm, Lafarge Ecosystems. Over the last 40 years, we have successfully and systematically transformed over 300 hectares of barren quarry wasteland at the Kenyan coast into a rich, diverse ecosystem of flora and fauna. It's now playing host to a wide range of animals, cool forest grasslands, and ponds. Through this, we have gained vast experience on not only quarry rehabilitation, but biodiversity conservation. And this is demonstrated through our environmental and ecotourism showcases, Bamburi Halapak and Bamburi Forest Trails. Today, these parks host not only local but international tourists, including school children. We host on average 100,000 school children from all over the country. And these children get the opportunity to go through experiential learning on what it actually means to conserve, to rehabilitate and conserve the environment. This is one of the ways we have been able to impart extensive experience and knowledge gained to tomorrow's leaders today. Ladies and gentlemen, it is therefore my humble pleasure to invite you all, next time you're in Mombasa, please make time to visit Bamburi Halapak and to visit Bamburi Forest Trails. It's not hard to find. It's at the near Nyali, very accessible. And while there, take time to enjoy not only the serene environment that has been created by the journey of restoring and creating forest cover, but also learn from it. Another route that Bamburi has taken to advance the environmental agenda is through strategic partnerships with like-minded organizations. And this is why we chose to partner with Kengen Foundation and Better Globe Forestry through the Green Initiative Challenge. And that's when it was born, actually. We joined at the inception. As we take a moment to reflect about the journey that it has gone through, I am particularly happy to inform you one thing. our chief guest. In Lafarge Wholesale Group, the GIC program was recognized as one of the environmental conservation programs that is critical and impactful in support of our sustainability agenda. GIC has indeed come of age. We laud all the participants of the GIC program, especially the teachers and students, who have demonstrated enthusiasm and commitment towards the program. To the young minds gathered here, I encourage you, do the little you can to improve your environment and secure your own future by planting and growing more and more trees. You can never go wrong. Begin to think ahead, innovatively. Begin to tackle the challenges that will face you as the leaders of tomorrow, now. Every step you make, no matter how small, in this direction matters. I am happy to see the teachers taking part in this initiative. As teachers, we have to set the pace for future generations to take care of the environment. As stewards and custodians of our children, we must begin to nurture the spirit of environmental conservation and inspire our children for the future. And so, let us, with today's symbolic gesture, remind ourselves that we need to do everything, not only for a healthy planet, but also for human dignity, to be safeguarded in a healthy planet. Ladies and gentlemen, with commitment, hard work, and willingness to learn, much can be achieved. Thank you very much for your attention. And once again, congratulations to all the participants and to the winners. Panda miti. Panda miti. Oh yeah. Panda miti. Hifadhi mazingira. Thank you very much.
We want to now welcome another very, very serious partner. Anajua Kiswahili, kwa hivyo simsengenya kwa Kiswahili. The very able Jan van der Merwe. Welcome and make your remark.
Thank you, Humphrey.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. And I hope that all protocols are observed. This is now the 6th time I'm present in this ceremony. Imagine, the 6th time. Every time I get a nice t-shirt, I get a cap. I have them at home, but my children take the caps and they walk around with them and they tend to get lost. But the t-shirts are mine. And I wear them, and I have now this collection of t-shirts of the GIC, and I proudly wear them, very proudly. This is a fantastic program. Cheers! A fantastic program. This is maybe the best program I know in all these years I've been working here. We are part with Kengen, the Kengen Foundation and Embu of this program, and it is so great to teach values to little children about the environment, because this is not only about the environment, it is about respect. It is about respect and responsibility. They have to keep on caring for the seedling. The seedling can die, they all know that. And it is not because this whole place looks dry that it rains a lot here. Actually, this is exceptional. This place normally should not look dry. It should look red and brown and arid and dusty. And now, through the schools, we're changing this. But we have to acknowledge that these schools are not standing alone. It is not only the children, it is not only the teachers, it is also the surrounding community that has to be with them. The surrounding community is part of this program. And this is the parents of the children, this is people that they know, and schools like Ielanthi, they become a shining example of things that can be done. Although it is still islands in a vast desert that all has to get more tree planting. At Better Globe Forestry, we're working now for years in this environment, and we have our own program, our own effort to push tree planting with a commercial angle. It is called the Seven Forks Farmers Program. We have a head office, a regional office, or a field office in Kamuongo, and we have people there that take care of this program. Some of them are here, and we really will welcome people to contact this program and to start planting trees following the example of these schools. I will make this short, and I really want to congratulate Kengen, Bamburi, and last but not least, all these participating schools, and especially the award-winning schools for a great job done. And now I can't resist this. Pandamiti, Ifadi Mazingira, Oye! Thank you.
With that, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, and guests who are here, all protocols observed. I'm here representing my Managing Director and CEO, Mrs. Rebeca Miano. And as per the protocol, I'm required to deliver her speech, in verbatim. I am delighted to join you today during this auspicious occasion of the launch of the Schools Green Initiative Challenge, Phase 6. This is a great day for all of us as we recognize the environmental champions, just to emphasize on the importance of conservation. We take this opportunity to appreciate the achievements made by all the stakeholders and the partners during the last 6 years of the Green Initiative Program. Through this launch today, we can document and recognize best practices and share lessons and experiences on sound environmental management. The GIC pilot project started in 2013 as a partnership between Better Group Forestry and Kengen Foundation, targeting 81 schools in 2 counties, Embu and Machakos. I am proud to notice that the school-based afforestation program includes both primary and secondary schools. The program has grown to Phase 6 and has so far seen the planting of 150 seedlings. And the program has been monitored closely by our resident Kengen environmentalists, congratulations, with the Kengen Foundation staff, Better Group Forestry staff, assisted by county NEMA officials, Kenya Forestry Service officials, and the Ministry of Education officials. Congratulations. The success of the GIC through the years has not gone unnoticed. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating the partners present, Better Group Forestry, Bamburi Cement, County NEMA officials, Kenya Forest Service, Ministry of Education, for taking the initiative to grow the GIC program to a bigger and far much ambitious project. The GIC program involves the greening 919 schools in 3 counties, Kitui, Machakos, and Embu, for the next 10 years with a commitment of over 120 million Kenya shillings. As we celebrate our achievements in the GIC, it is important to note that positive environmental actions serve to renew our commitment as Kengen and our goodwill towards sound environmental management at all levels. To date, it is reported that together with like-minded partners, we have managed to plant more trees in all our installations across our country. As you know, the benefits of afforestation cuts across all the sectors of the economy. We appreciate the fact that it constitutes or continues to restore ecological balance as well as act as catchment for soil and water conservation. Afforestation also stabilizes the climate in our arid and semi-arid areas, even though the country is yet to achieve the global 10% mandatory tree cover target. Ladies and gentlemen, the slogan formulated is rather in call for action dubbed Panda Miti, Hifadhi Mazingira, could not come at a better time. The slogan reiterates our complete independence on environmental resources to support livelihoods through the provision of ecological goods and services. The subsequent destruction of the various ecosystems and natural resources could cause catastrophic effects, some of which have already been witnessed in this country. With a current population of close to 48 million people, it is worth noting that the Kenyan economy is largely dependent on agriculture and natural resources, with about 80% of the citizens living in rural areas. Although the country is endowed with a diverse ecosystem and is rich in biodiversity, the entire population is threatened by a failure to sustainably use and exploit resources alongside poor environmental management. It is therefore not a luxury that we must consume with care to prevent environmental degradation and action depletion of resources. The GIC program will see the planting of 325,000 tree seedlings as well as 115,000 fruit seedlings, passion and pawpaw or pawpaw, in approximately 460 acres in the 919 new schools. The trees planted will provide schools with a renewable resource of wood fuel, thereby reducing pressure on surrounding forest resources. This will also bring about the diversification of income through the sale of timber and non-timber products as well as fruits. Ladies and gentlemen, the young children in front of us are going to be Wangunde environmental ambassadors, and the knowledge they gain from this program is meant to inculcate the environmental awareness in the communities we hope to touch. The schools are devised to use songs and drama based on promotional themes to create more awareness to their fellow peers. In these few remarks, it is my wish to congratulate all 100 schools marked for JC Phase 6 in the 3 counties and wish them well in the Green School Challenge. I take this opportunity to welcome our chief guest, Dr. Reginalda Wanyoni.
The representative of the MD and CEO Kengen, Engineer David Muthike, the Managing Director, Better Globe Forestry. I don't know how they're pronouncing your name, but let me just pronounce it the way I like it. Jean Paul Deprince. The Country Head Marketing and Corporate Affairs, Bamburi Cement, Madam Mary Mweni Mulinge, the Managing Trustee, Kengen Foundation, Mr. Anthony Igecha, the Regional Manager, the Eastern Region, Engineer Julius Kadumbe, the Kengen Foundation Trustees, the head teachers present, the Board of Management of various schools, particularly Ielanthi Primary School, the distinguished guests who are present, our students, ladies and gentlemen. I stand here as a board member of Kengen, and I'm standing here in my capacity representing our able chairman of the board, Mr. Joshua Choge. I'm just delighted and excited just to see what's going on here. Without using so much of my words, permit me to read the speech of the chairman as the chief guest in this particular function. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to join you today here at the Ielanthi Primary School to officially launch Phase 6 of the school's Green Initiative Challenge Expansion Project. I must commend the Kengen Foundation and partners for prioritizing the enhancement of the environment as a key corporate social investment activity that resonates with the Kenya government Agenda 4. Besides environmental conservation, Kengen also extends support through education scholarships, infrastructure, water and sanitation. It also does peace building, sports and culture, among other efforts geared towards improving and indeed transforming lives. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm particularly impressed with the Growth Schools Green Initiative Challenge over the years, and I would like to commend the Kengen Foundation's focus on this unique partnership with Better Globe Forestry and Bamburi Cement Limited that extends across the learning institutions to positively impact the schools and neighboring communities. Today, we celebrate 100 new schools who this year joined the flagship environment program, which will transform their schools as it has done to over 500 schools over the last 5 years. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm glad to note that through the GIC, the foundation and partners have been investing more than 10 million annually since the program started in the year 2013, with 81 schools in Machakos and Embu counties. It has been a worthy cause, and the results we have witnessed at Ielanthi Primary School attest to this. I'm informed that inclusive of the schools that joined the program today, the expanded project now has over 500 institutions participating from the semi-arid areas in a 10-year ambitious program to plant trees in more than 460 acres of land at Machakos, Kitui, and Embu counties. The ambitious partnership will see more than 300,000 commercial and wood fuel trees and more than 100,000 fruit trees planted in 919 schools over 10 years. The program is not only ambitious, but also well focused. Ladies and gentlemen, we have all witnessed the ravages of the recent locust invasion that has hit the country, and we know part of this phenomenon is brought about by climate change caused by environmental degradation. The entire nation has felt the effects of rising food and commodity prices attributed to erratic rainfall patterns. Furthermore, we are all witnesses to the effects of wanton environmental destruction through logging, illegal charcoal burning, and other such activities that have laid waste many parts of our beautiful country and now threaten the livelihoods of both current and the future generations. Each one of us has a duty to stop this. The task of environmental conservation cannot be left as the sole responsibility of a single or a number of institutions, but that of every citizen, whether individual or corporate. Ladies and gentlemen, Kengen as a company is committed to environmental conservation and has put substantial resources to sustainably safeguard the environment it shares with other communities around areas of operation and country at large. It's with this in mind that the company continues to invest in long-term programs such as the GIC, which is dedicated to environmental conservation by promoting a tree planting culture with particular emphasis on the school children, who are indeed the transformational agents for a better environment. It is commendable that thousands of school-going children are learning valuable skills in planting and nurturing trees, which they will spread to their homes and communities. We need to move towards promoting a green economy and investing in commercial tree growing to address the economic needs of Kenyans. Kengen will continue to spearhead the tree planting culture and encourage investments in dry land forestry initiatives across the country. That is why we are partnering with Better Globe Forestry in the establishment of an in vitro laboratory at Kamburu for the propagation of the mukau tree. This facility will enable the propagation of thousands of seedlings of this valuable hardwood, which grows fast in semi-arid areas. This indeed is a transformational project that will enable these communities to engage in commercial tree growing once regarded as a no-go zone for dry lands. Finally, I would like to reiterate Kengen's commitment to inclusive, sustainable environment conservation and to encourage all stakeholders from the different backgrounds to becoming partners in safeguarding our God-given environment. I thank our partners for joining us in this worthy cause. Having said that, ladies and gentlemen, I take this opportunity on behalf of my chairman to hereby declare the GIC Phase 6 officially commissioned. I also take this opportunity to give, on behalf of my chairman, awards to the GIC Phase 4 winning schools. With those few remarks, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to me. God bless you.
The head teacher as a person gets a voucher of 5,000 Kenya shillings. The green teacher gets a voucher, cash. If the head teacher gets cash 5,000 Kenya shillings, the green teacher gets cash 7,000 Kenya shillings. So head teachers msijiweke kuwa green teachers. Green teacher gets 7,000 Kenya shillings and also a voucher of 3,000 Kenya shillings. Hiyo ni number 3. Sijatoka kwa number 3, sasa tumemaliza. Wote tuko number 2. Number 2 gets what? Number 2 gets a check, the school gets 40,000 shillings. They get a visit to, let me call it Heaven's Gate, not Hell's Gate. No, there is no hell in Kenya. Heaven's Gate National Park in Olkaria and geothermal plant, and they get to swim at the very and the only geothermal spa that is in Africa. There are 30 students, and they will have one night there. Two teachers will be there. They are going to be accompanied by the DO of the winning division. A student from that school that has come number 2 will get a full secondary school scholarship. They will get a water tank of 16,000 liters. The school will get an infrastructure project. This is going to be sponsored to the tune of 1.5 million Kenya shillings. They will get a certificate of excellence. The head teacher of the school that becomes number 2 will get 7,000 Kenya shillings. The green teacher will get a cash of 8,000 shillings and a voucher of 4,000 Kenya shillings. The winner, what do they get? The school gets a check of 50,000 Kenya shillings. They get to visit Hala Park and Kipevu power stations and 3 nights in Mombasa. Kama hujaifika Mombasa. 3 nights for 30 students and 2 teachers and the DO of the winning division. A full secondary scholarship for 1 student. A water tank of 20,000 liters. A school infrastructure project of 1.5 million. They get to get a certificate of excellence. The head teacher pockets 10,000 shillings in cash. The green teacher pockets 10,000 in cash and a voucher of 5,000 shillings. Having said that, I was reading something that has names on it, and I want to say the names. This is the other thing, the beauty of the other thing that has come up in terms of the awards, that all the participating schools, out of the 100 participating schools, we get to get 3 teachers. 3 teachers that, though, or maybe, if their schools did not get to be awarded, they also showed that they were doing something positive, and it only that all of them could not have been awarded number 1, 2, and 3. And so the teacher in that school gets a voucher of 5,000. And gets a cash of 5,000, and as number 1 is visiting Hala Park, also these teachers will will be part of that team that is going to Hala Park. And we have 3 schools, and we are going to award the 3 teachers who have managed to get that, and then we are going to go to the schools. from Machakos County. Now let me in Machakos County today. From Embu County. Allow me to welcome Mr. Josephat Muriuki, who is our pensions guy. He's the one who sees our pension after we leave this place. And he's going to award Madam Peris Ndiga from Kerua Primary School in Embu County. Ako pamoja nasi? Ako pamoja nasi? Peris Ndiga, are you here with us? Peris Ndiga. Aha. She gets a voucher of 5,000 and a cash of 5,000 and a visit to Hola Park. And a visit to Hola Park. Peris Ndiga from Kerua Primary School in Embu County. Makofi mazuri, mapicha achukue vizuri. Kutoka hapo tutakuja hapa karibu Kitui County, tutapata kutoka Wasia Primary School in Kitui, Madam Rachel Kiothyoko, our property manager, Madam Jennifer Odwar. She's going to award that. She's going to award that. Aya, makofi mazuri, makofi mazuri, makofi mazuri. And then I will call the communications manager from Bamburi. She's going to award the next. Is she? Or maybe somebody from Bamburi, just come and represent, please. We have Madam Jane Mutua to come and be awarded with a voucher of 5,000 shillings and a cash of 5,000 shillings. And on that note, I am told Madam Peris Ndiga umeenda na voucher peke yake ukawacha pesa hapa. Kujia pesa. Wow. Congratulations to Madam Jane Mutua. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. What did the second runners-up do that has made them come to this far? The parents and other stakeholders were sensitized about the project after Green teacher and school head attended the first capacity building workshop, and the preparations was done immediately. That one they did very fast. They did their own replacements when the Mokau provided had some issues. They were able to replace that. The parents were able to take an initiative of fencing the entire compound. They took it as part of their project. And the parents and the peoples brought water to enhance seedling survival. The teachers and peoples on duty during the holiday ensured the safety of the seedlings, such that even during the holidays, there were people on duty to make sure. That's how serious they took that. So Green teachers, phase 6, you can see these things. The pests and diseases were controlled using the right chemicals. I can assure you that once you are given these, chemicals are not given, so that is part of you going out of your way. There was also continuous weeding to keep away weeds. The passion fruits and maize crops were intercropped with Senna siamea saplings. The school community followed all the advice given by the various stakeholders. Proper pruning was done during using correct implements. This you see the word, you can underline the word correct implements for proper tree growth. Improvised three-legged ladder to reach the tall trees during the pruning exercise. These are some of the things. And this school had a fantastic twist to our clarion call to the Maxine. Had this is a nice one. I like this. The teachers, parents, and pupils have embraced a tree planting policy. Panda miti, mumeanguka. mumeanguka. Panda miti, shindana na shule. Panda miti. Yeah, this is great. That is deep. Wow. This is what we want to hear. And finally, the local leaders are using that school as a reference to make sure that the people surrounding can also be encouraged to do that. All those stories, I am talking about Ielanthi Primary School. Ielanthi Primary School. Ielanthi Primary School, karibuni mahali hapa. You are the second runners up. You are the second runners up, and I will request our region manager and our managing trustee, Mr. Shadrack, to come and assist in these awards, together with the green teachers and everybody who else is involved. Wakati wenu mzuri, kazi mliofanya, jasho mliotoa, hakika wakati wa kutuzwa, asanti, mumefanya kazi nzuri. Ielanthi Primary School is from Machakos County. Yes. Wonderful. Thank you. Congratulations. The next school. Before initiation of the GIC project, the school had few growing trees in the school compound. The soil looked eroded with no surviving trees at the face of the school. So after the first the first capacity building workshop, the school called for an executive board meeting and briefed them on the project, and the BOM took up that project immediately and even started giving directives on what was to be done. And that is one excellent thing. The school community have collaborated in the project implementation with good support from administration. In addition to green teacher, the school also appointed support from assistant green teacher. That's going out of their way. They appointed an assistant green teacher who is also very active and committed in the environmental matters. Because this is one thing that has differentiated this from others, other schools. And you cannot differentiate between who is the assistant and who is the main green teacher. Watajua vile watagawanyana ile kitu. The school woodlot looks like a forest with healthy trees. Indika hii majina kubwa ya knows these names. Terminalia brownie and Melia volcans, hiyo najua ni mukau. Growing vigorously. And they are doing very well. The school have taken it a step further by planting trees even out of the school and planted into the chief's camp and the local market with Senasia Mayor. That's why I told you green teachers are physics. We have no box to think out of. Throw away the box. They have planted trees in the chief's camp. They have gone out of their way. Who is it that I'm talking about? I am talking of Kakunike Primary School, Kandwiwa zone in Chuso sub-county in Kitui County. This is your time, tafadhali. Kujeni Kakunike, kujeni Makakunike. Let's celebrate these people. They are the second runners up. Makofi mazuri, wapangwe vizuri, wapate picha vizuri. Tafadhali wana kamera, mtuoneshe mahali watoto watakaa vizuri yule wapate picha zao sawa sawa. BGF, that is through Kenya Forest Services, who are with us here, and also a strategy and innovation director, Engineer Muthike, to come and help us award the first runners up. Ni kazi nzuri, tuwashangilie jamani. Let's dance for these people. DJ, niweke kitu DJ. Yes. Na wale unaweza kutingiza tu, hakuna makosa. Ni kazi ni wakati wenu. Kakunike si makosa, mkiimba It is not bad. Ni wenu, ni wakati wenu, umeshinda. Really enjoy the moment. You deserve it. It is your moment. 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 Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Wonderful. Wow. Wow. Watoto wale wamekaa chini, mnaweza simama na mkashangilia pia watoto wenzenu. Mumekaa chini sana, simameni tushangilia wale watoto wengine. Hawa watakuwa kule Kiothyoko Olkaria. Wataogelea kwenye spa. Hawa watakuwa kule siku mbili. One night. They will be there for one night. That means 2 days. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Wonderful. Wonderful.
Wapi makofi jameni, wapi makofi jameni.
Ndio.
Tuma kunangia moko, tuma kunangia.
Wimbo inaanza ikiwa climax. Kwa hivyo hakuna haja ya kungoja climax. Inaanza ikiwa climax. Weka speed yote. Hapo ndio inakuwa hivyo tu.
Siana nenda tuzongelie mwenye anda yabu neza.
Yes. Hapo. Yes. Yes. Now, this school that we are talking about here now, this school, and they have traveled from far to be with us here. This is what they did. The involvement of the entire school and community and BOM, gardener and pupils were part of what they were doing in their school. The weeding of the woodlot, the farmyard, and all the things they were putting in, the charcoal dust and everything. Intercropping was good. They replaced the seedlings that were in one way or another challenged, and they did not grow. Because here the challenge or the target is not just to plant the tree, it is to grow the tree. As Madam Mary said, it is to grow the tree, and that is very important. So they exactly did that. They also had a duty rota during the holidays for the teachers, even the support staff, and this was to enable them to have security of the seedlings and even attending to the woodlot. The pests and the disease control measures, everything they did in a nice way. They also intercropped with the yellow passion and pawpaws in a way to make sure that that place was doing well. The watering was a continuous exercise, and procurement and pruning of pruning. So not just anything. Usiokote panga wenu kakate muti nayo. There is a pruning. So that does that job perfectly, and other tools were done successfully. Who am I talking about? Who am I talking about? Hawa watu wamesafiri kutoka mbali wafike mahali hapa. Wamesafiri. Kwa hivyo labda ni walimu wao peke yao ndio wako hapa, na kwa hivyo tutakubali tu vile mambo yalivyo. Asante Ielanthi kwa sababu ya kutuhost, na kwa sababu ya hiyo hali nitataka kualika our chief guest, Dr. Reginald. She's going to be assisted by our able senator, and also Madam Mary Mweni from Bamburi, country director. They're going to award this because these people have come from far to come and receive this gift. I am talking of none other than Ielanthi! Ielanthi!
This is wonderful. The winners are first ball. First ball.
Chini kwa chini wapi shangwe jamani ya mtoto?
Yes.
Wapi makofi jamani, wapi makofi?
Yes.
Makofi jamani yao. Wapi shangwe jamani watoto?
Yes.
Ndobe ndumbezi usungeni. Watu washerekea jamani.
Hawa atasijua tapaka waje.
Haya tuangalie mbele. Beba angeruko unabiza. Alama za umabiza yameuma x-ray ni.
Haya. Ni wakati wenu Ielanthi. Mr. Simon Kitema, this is your day.
Wapi kidole juu?
Ndio. It is your day. It is powerful. GIC for 6 women, see how things are. This is what happens when you become the winner.
Wapi shangwe jamani, wapi shangwe jamani.
This is what is done to the winner. This is what you receive. Oh yes.
Wapi nduru za watoto jamani, shangwe jamani.
Wow. Green teacher. Now the awards are going to be awarded. We will have our time. Let's have now the awards been presented.
Na hizi maili umedivini. Wazish. Mikono juu, kila mtu mikono juu, tutoka kwa picha vizuri. Sio vanzeli. Wapi makofi jameni ya mwalimu usika pale? Wapi makofi jameni pale?
Aha. Wonderful.